Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, Panie i Panowie, ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure and honor to welcome you at the inauguration ceremony of the joint meeting of Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung and Polskie Towarzystwo Matematyczne. I would like to welcome our eminent guests. Let me begin by welcoming the vice presidents of the Adam Mickiewicz University, the host of the conference, Professors Andrzej Lesicki, Marek Nawrocki, and Jacek Witkoś, and the president of the Poznań University of Technology, Professor Tomasz Łodygowski. I would also like to welcome the Dean of the Faculty of Mathematics and Computer Science, Professor Jerzy Kaczorowski, who is also the chairman of the organizing and program committees. I warmly welcome Professor Jürg Kramer, the president of Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung, Professor Wacław Marzantowicz, the president of Polskie Towarzystwo Matematyczne, and the boards of both societies. I also welcome Professors Stanisław Jackowski and Zbigniew Palka, former presidents of the PTM. We are also honored by the presence of representatives of many scientific institutions, and not only scientific. The Dean of the Faculty of Computer Science of the Poznań University of Technology, Professor Jerzy Nawrocki. Professor Dorota Appenzeller, who is here on behalf of the Dean of the Faculty of Computer Science and Electronic Economy of the Poznań University of Economics. Professor Michał Karoński, who represents the National Science Center. Professor Tomasz Łuczak, who represents the Poznań branch of the Polish Academy of Sciences. Professor Stanisław Kwapień, who represents the third division of the Polish Academy of Sciences. Dr. Marek Gajowniczek, cross-functional program director of the Eric Pol Company. Mrs. Anna Kujawa, who represents the Honorary Council of Germany in Poznań. Mrs. Joanna Ganowicz and Mr. Tomasz Bugajski, who represent the Marshal Office of the Wielkopolska region. Mrs. Dorota Kinal, who represents the Poznań Chief School Administrator. Mrs. Danuta Kin, who represents the Ósme Liceum Ogólnokształcące, the High School number 8 in Poznań. Professor Tomasz Sterzyński, who represents the Societas Humboldtiana Polonorum. I would also like to welcome the plenary lecturers, the laureates of the prizes of the Polish Mathematical Society and Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung, and our colleagues, mathematicians from various universities in Poznań and other cities. Welcome to Poznań. I know that you cannot wait for our meeting to start. So let me ask Professors Jürg Kramer, president of the Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung, and Wacław Marzantowicz, presidents of Polskie Towarzystwo Matematyczne, to open today's ceremony and the meeting of our societies.
Stay, please, on the line. Okay.
Okay. As the representatives of Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung
And Polskie Towarzystwo Matematyczne,
we are opening the first joint meeting of DMV and PTM.
Herr Professor, Panie Profesorze, thank you very much. I have now the honor to ask Professor Jacek Witkoś, the Vice President of the Adam Mickiewicz University, to deliver a short speech.
Dear presidents, dear professors, dear eminent guests, dear colleagues, it's a great honor and pleasure for me to be able to welcome you all to this magnificent hall of Adam Mickiewicz University in Poznań at the opening ceremony of the Mathematical Congress, which for the first time brings together officially at a single event mathematicians from both the Polish Mathematical Society and the Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung. We've heard already 3 languages used at this opening ceremony. There was some Polish, a few words, and a few words of German, and mostly English. But I have absolutely no doubt that the chief language of your meetings and discussions and talks and presentations will be mathematics, the universal language of science, as they say. And actually, there isn't much for me to say after this brief and extremely well orchestrated opening performance. But let me just say that we are very proud here in Poznan at our university to host this event. The university boasts of about 200 conferences each year, and about half of them are international conferences of various sizes, and we do organize a number of big congresses like this one a year. This one is, however, very special because it's really good to see the most eminent and outstanding personalities in the field of mathematics coming over to our university and realizing that for the upcoming 3 days, the cutting edge of mathematical science is here. It's good because it shows me and confirms my firm belief that my colleagues in the area of mathematics belong to the leading elite of mathematicians in Europe and the world, because only such eminent scientists and scholars can be able to invite other leading figures to come over and participate in the meeting here at the University of Poznan. I would like to wish you fruitful debates, heated exchanges of opinions and good discussions, and a lot of very positive networking. As it happens in the global village of today, we all know how to use computers with emails and Skypes, and there are many ways of getting together without leaving your armchair. However, I still believe that networking and getting together is one of the key elements of doing science. People need to meet eye to eye because there are issues that can't be resolved without direct individual contact. And I hope that this is exactly what will be happening here at our university among you. So enjoy the conference, have a lot of intellectual fun, and I hope you'll also spare a few minutes to visit the city, enjoy the weather, have a few walks, and I hope you'll be cherishing fond memories of the university and Poznan when you go home. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me now invite Professor Jürg Kramer, the president of Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung, to deliver a short speech.
Your honors, rectors, vice-rectors, presidents and vice-presidents, dear colleagues from Poland and Germany, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to open this joint annual meeting of the Polish and the German mathematical societies. There are several specific reasons which make me particularly happy. Let me just name 3 of them. First, our annual meeting is always a highlight of the year. Once a year, 4 days in a row are fully dedicated to scientific conversations, to joint meetings, as well as excursions and inspiring mathematical discussions with colleagues, sometimes until late at night. Second, I feel very, very honored to open the first joint annual meeting of the Polish Mathematical Society, PTM, and the Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung, DMV, ever. This joint meeting demonstrates the increasingly close relationship between our 2 societies and underlines the international character of mathematics. Our joint annual meeting is a further step towards a strong and fruitful scientific cooperation between Poland and Germany, 2 neighboring countries in the heart of Europe. Third, we are delighted that you have invited us to the beautiful city of Poznan and that you host our opening ceremony in the impressive aula of the Adam Mickiewicz University. This university, as well as other universities of Poland, have a rich scientific tradition, in particular also in mathematics. Among others, let me just mention the well-known mathematicians Władysław Orlic from Poznan, together with the founding members Stefan Banach, Otto Nikodym, and Stanislav Zaremba from your society. Based on this famous tradition, I'm now looking forward to the exquisite program of this meeting, to the prize laureates, the plenary lectures, the Minöta lecture, as well as the thematic sessions program. And I warmly welcome and thank all of you who have been involved in organizing this event, in gathering so many renowned speakers, filling the coming days with their precious views on the mathematical sciences. Allow me one organizational remark for the members of the German Mathematical Society. Our General Assembly will take place this evening at 7 p.m. in Aula A at the conference location. Let me finally thank the Polish colleagues very much for their hospitality, for the perfect organization of this meeting, and for the hearty welcome at the Adam Mickiewicz University. I wish all of us inspiring lectures, fruitful, lively discussions, and a wonderful stay in Poznan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let me now introduce Professor Stefan Jackowski, the former president of Polskie Towarzystwo Matematyczne and one of the fathers of the idea of this meeting.
Thank you. Dear rectors, dear presidents of the DMV and PTM, dear fellow mathematicians, ladies and gentlemen. This is the third and the largest bilateral meeting of the Polish Mathematical Society. The first one with the American Mathematical Society was held in 2007 in Warsaw. The second with the Israeli Mathematical Union in 2011 in Łódź. The idea of the present meeting was conceived during the meeting of the presidents of member societies of the European Mathematical Society in Warsaw in 2008. I would like to thank presidents and vice presidents of the DMV with whom I collaborated on the project. Poznań, a city exactly halfway between Berlin and Warsaw, known for perfect organization of conferences, was an obvious choice for our meeting. I thank the colleagues in Poznań for accepting this idea several years ago and carrying on preparations to this extraordinary event. I believe that the importance of the bilateral meeting lies not only in exchange of mathematical ideas. They are also instrumental in building personal and institutional relations, a base for further scientific and organizational collaboration. They also help to build better understanding between countries and societies, well, in large, not only mathematical. Our meeting takes place in September, which is a special month for Poles. The dates, September 1, 1939, and September 17, 1939, will be remembered by generations as one of the most tragic dates in the Polish history. September 2014 will be remembered differently. On September 10th, President of the Republic of Poland, Bronisław Komorowski, was invited to speak to the German Bundestag on the occasion of the 75th anniversary of the beginning of World War II. In a speech preceding the speech of the Polish President of the Bundestag, Professor Norbert Lammert, presented a survey of the complicated history of German-Polish relations. He concluded his speech with an optimistic message based on the changes which happened during the last quarter of the century. The changes which were unimaginable for several past generations. The change is visible also in mathematics. There were not many examples of collaboration of Polish and German mathematicians in the golden era of Polish mathematics before World War II. But I found one interesting trace. Stefan Banach, mentioned by Professor Kramer, was a mathematical grandson of David Hilbert. Sometime after World War II, contacts and collaboration between Polish and German mathematicians, both from East and West Germany, rapidly developed. Many colleagues present today were guests of the Max Planck Institute, Mathematisches Forschungsinstitut Oberwolfach, and German universities. Many German mathematicians visited Poland. There are many joint papers and books. Professor Woźniakowski, a recipient of the PTM main prize, which will be delivered later during the opening, received an honorary doctorate from the Friedrich Schiller University in Jena in recognition of such collaboration. Let me finish by wishing you all pleasant, mathematical and socially fruitful visit to Poznań, leading to further development of mathematical collaboration and friendly relation between our countries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now move to a very pleasant part of our ceremony, at least for the laureates, the handing of the prizes. We will begin with the annual Polish Mathematical Society Prize for Young Mathematicians. The laureates of the award are Bartosz Naskęcki from Adam Mickiewicz University in Poznań and Mateusz Michałek from the Institute of Mathematics of the Polish Academy of Sciences. I would like to ask Bartosz to come to the stage. May I ask Professor Wacław Marzantowicz to also come to the stage and Professor Paweł Walczak to come and deliver the laudation. Można usiąść.
Ladies and gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, Szanowni Państwo. Before I begin, I would like to apologize for all the mistakes I will make. Just I feel better with a piece of chalk at the blackboard than in circumstances like here. Anyway, I would like to say that Bartosz Naskęcki obtained his master degree at Adam Mickiewicz University in Poznań, right here, in 2010. 4 years later, he defended with distinction his doctoral dissertation. Both these were prepared under the supervision of Professor Wojciech Gajda. Currently, Bartosz, is an assistant professor at this university and holds a postdoc position at the university in Bayreuth in Germany. During his studies, he took part in multiple competitions, for example in Błagojew-Grad, and was awarded medals and scholarships for outstanding achievements in mathematics. This includes Sapere Aude Medal, award of the Ministry of Science and Higher Education of Poland, and distinction in Józef Marcinkiewicz Polish Mathematical Society competition for outstanding undergraduate mathematical papers. Bartosz Naskęcki has been awarded the PTM Prize for Young Mathematicians for his work in arithmetic of elliptic curves and the theory of modular forms. His papers are concerned with computing of the Mordell-Weil rank for a whole family of elliptic curves parameterized by quadratic forms. Moreover, he has also found many congruences between Fourier coefficients and parabolic forms and coefficients of Eisenstein series. The results of Bartosz are in the spirit of classical number theory and arithmetic algebraic geometry. And impressively wide range of methods employed by him combine complicated numerical computations with precise mathematical argumentation, which leads to the beauty of proofs and theorems contained in the awarded papers. His results have been published in several journals, including Acta Arithmetica.
Thank you very much. Let me now ask Professors Wacław Marzantowicz and Paweł Walczak to hand the prize to the laureate. Thank you very much. I would like now to ask Professor Jarosław Wiśniewski, who will receive the prize on behalf of the laureate, Mateusz Michałek, to come to the stage. The laudation will also be delivered by Professor Paweł Walczak.
Mateusz Michałek obtained his master's degree at Jagiellonian University in Kraków in 2008 under the supervision of Professor Sławomir Cynk. 4 years later, he defended his dissertation in the joint program at the Polish Academy of Sciences and at the Université de Grenoble, supervised respectively by Professor Jarosław Wiśniewski and by Professor Laurent Manivelle. Since then, he has had several postdoc positions and research visits in institutions throughout Europe, including Max Planck Institute in Bonn, Mathematical Research Institute of Oberwolfach, University of Barcelona, CRM in Barcelona, Freie Universität in Berlin, and University of California at Berkeley. Currently, Mateusz Michałek is an assistant professor at the Mathematical Institute of the Polish Academy of Sciences. He has been awarded the PTM Prize for Young Mathematicians for several papers in complex algebraic geometry. The scientific interests of Mateusz are not limited to complex algebraic geometry, but include also combinatorics, representations of groups and Lie algebras, algebraic statistics, and derived categories. Due to such a broad range of expertise, he applied statistics to algebraic geometry and started to investigate some algebraic varieties via combinatorial means. Ideas and methods developed by him have large potential of future applications. His papers have been published in prominent journals such as Journal of Combinatorial Theory, Journal of Algebra, and Proceedings of the AMS.
Let me now ask Professors Wacław Marzantowicz and Paweł Walczak to hand the prize. Thank you very much. We will now turn to the annual Kuratowski Prize, awarded jointly by Polskie Towarzystwo Matematyczne and the Institute of Mathematics of the Polish Academy of Sciences. The laureate is Kamil Kaleta from the University of Warsaw. I would like to ask the laureate to the stage. The laudation will be delivered by Professor Piotr Oprocha and the prize handed by Professor Tadeusz Januszkiewicz from the Institute of Mathematics of the Polish Academy of Sciences, Professor Wacław Marzantowicz and Professor Piotr Oprocha. Professor Januszkiewicz, Professor Oprocha, I would like you to ask to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kamil Kaleta was awarded the Kuratowski Prize for his deep contributions to the potential theory of Levy processes. The jury particularly prized his results with Tadeusz Kulczycki on the characterization of intrinsic ultracontractivity of Schrödinger operators based on fractional Laplacians in terms of the growth of the potential. In joint work with Józef Lorinci, Kamil Kaleta generalized this result to a wider class of potential and Levy processes and introduced a weaker notion of asymptotic intrinsic ultracontractivity of a semigroup. He also provided its probabilistic interpretation in terms of certain Markov processes associated with the semigroup. Another series of results highly regarded by the jury is contained in Kamil Kaleta's work on spectral gap estimates for one-dimensional fractional Schrödinger operators and his joint work with Paweł Sztonik on transition density estimates for stable dominated semigroups. Thank you.
Let me now ask Professors Tadeusz Januszkiewicz, Wacław Marzantowicz and Piotr Oprocha to hand the prize to the laureate. Thank you very much. The next prize is the Hugo Steinhaus Prize, awarded once every 2 years by our society for successful application of mathematics to other sciences. The laureate is Professor Zbigniew Palmowski from the University of Wrocław. I would like to ask the laureate to the stage. The laudation will be delivered by Professor Ryszard Rudnicki. Professor Wacław Marzantowicz and Ryszard Rudnicki will hand the prize to the laureate. I would like to ask Professor Rudnicki to come to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for me to present Zbigniew Palmowski. Zbigniew Palmowski was awarded Hugo Steinhaus PTM main prize for a series of papers concerned with application of levy processes to modeling of the insurance market. The jury wants to distinguish the special character of achievements of a laureate who used his theoretical results concerning levy processes and their generalization to analyze the ruin problem, which is of particular interest to insurance companies. Among many aspects studied, there are two of particular importance. In the first one, a premium rate depends on an insurance surplus, and the second one is related to the Parisian ruin, which happens when the levy risk process stays below zero longer than fixed period of time. These results are also strongly related with so-called dividend problem. It is worth mentioning that Zbigniew Palmowski's papers and other results concerning fluctuation, the theory of levy and additive Markov processes could be also applied in storage theory, queuing theory, telecommunications, and Monte Carlo simulations. Thank you.
Let me now ask Professors Marzantowicz and Rudnicki to hand the prize to the laureate. Thank you very much. The Stefan Banach Prize is the main prize of Polish Mathematical Society. It is awarded annually for outstanding results in mathematics. The laureate is Professor Henryk Woźniakowski. Unfortunately, the laureate is not present today. The prize will be received on his behalf by Professor Stanisław Kwapień, whom I ask to the stage. The laudation will be delivered by Professor Paweł Walczak. Professor, would you please?
So once again, it's a pleasure to say that Henryk Woźniakowski has been working at the University of Warsaw since 1969. In there, he earned his PhD and habilitation degrees in respectively 1972 and 1976. Since 1988, he had been full professor, and in 2010 he retired and became professor emeritus. Since 1984, he has also been professor of computer science at Columbia University in the city of New York. He was awarded an honorary doctorate in mathematics by the University of Vienna in Germany in 2008. Throughout his career, he held positions at the University of New South Wales in Sydney in Australia and at the University of Vienna in Germany. He was awarded many prizes, including Mazur Award in 1988, the Special Information-Based Complexity Award in 2002, Humboldt Prize and Orlich Medal, both in 2006. Henryk Woźniakowski has been awarded Stefan Banach Prize for contributions to the theory of computational complexity, which are contained in the 3-volume monograph entitled tractability of multivariate problems, written together with Eric Nowak from the University of Vienna in Germany. The monograph was published by European Mathematical Society in the series EMS Tracts in Mathematics as volumes 6, 12, and 18. Henryk Woźniakowski pioneered in the field of information-based complexity, which deals with computational complexity of continuous problems, for which available information is partial, priced, and noisy. He is the co-author of the research monograph Information-Based Complexity, written with Joseph Traub and Grzegorz Wasilkowski, and published in 1988. The monograph established the field of information-based complexity. The main research interest of Henryk Woźniakowski is the mentioned tractability of such problems, that is, when the computational complexity of a multivariate problem is not exponential in the number of variables and in the reciprocal of the error threshold. The worded monograph summarized the current state of the art in this field. His other research interests include computational mathematics, numerical analysis, and quantum computation. Thank you.
Let me now ask Professors Wacław Marzantowicz and Paweł Walczak to hand the prize. I would like to thank once again the laureates and the laudators. Let me invite them back to the audience. It is time now for our German colleagues to award the Cantor Medal, the annual prize of the Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung. The laureate of the medal is Professor Herbert Spohn. The laudation will be delivered by Professor Jürg Kramer, the president of Deutsche Mathematikervereinigung. Professor Kramer, Professor Spohn, the stage is yours. Teraz możemy usiąść, bo to potrwa.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure for me as president of the German Mathematical Society to proceed now to the awarding of the Cantor Medal of the German Mathematical Society to Herbert Spohn from the Technical University in Munich. The awarding of the Cantor Medal was decided by the Presidium of the German Math Society based on the recommendation of the Cantor Medal Committee chaired by Felix Otto and further consisting of the colleagues Anton Bouvier, Hans-Christoph Grunau, Manfred Lehn, Katrin Wendland and myself. In preparation of the awarding of the Cantor Medal, I feel honored to present to you the Laudatio for Herbert Spohn. In doing so, let me pass my thanks to Felix Otto and Anton Bouvier for their support in preparing this Laudatio. Inspired by theoretical physics, Herbert Spohn has repeatedly discovered unexpected and deep mathematical connections between seemingly unrelated evolution processes arising from stochastics, analysis, and physics during the past 30 years. His deep mathematical insights have strongly influenced the development of stochastic analysis, the theory of kinetic equations, and mathematical physics, and in particular in the past recent years, the impact of Herbert Spohn's work has become more and more visible. The extreme mathematical breadth of his work, ranging from quantum mechanics and quantum field theory over Maxwell's equations, cellular automata and kinetic equations to nonlinear Hamiltonian systems and stochastics, as well as his long-term scientific vision, are fascinating. By means of his mathematical oeuvre, Herbert Spohn has created innovative mathematics. Among the many groundbreaking discoveries of Herbert Spohn, let me just address two of them in more detail, namely his contributions to the kinetic equations and secondly, his work in the area of random growth models. How to pass from a huge Hamiltonian system of ordinary differential equations describing interacting particles to a compact description in terms of a single particle distribution functions, the so-called kinetic equation? Or how does irreversibility sneak into the limiting equation? In 1980, Herbert Spohn wrote a survey paper of almost educational character that put forward a unified approach to tackle all these questions, starting from the Lorentzian gas, passing via the Rayleigh gas, and then tackling interacting particle systems. He explained how the famous equations by Landau, Boltzmann, and Vlasov could be understood in terms of a Markovian approximation and made crystal clear what the underlying assumptions were. The most influential part of this well-cited paper turned out to be the last part on quantum mechanical many-particle systems, to which he adapted some of the classical concepts like appropriate hierarchies and strategies characterizing the limits of marginal densities. Since a bit more than a decade, and based on Herbert Spohn's work, this area has taken off with the series of papers by Laszlo Erdős, Benjamin Schlein, and Hongzer Yao. Let me now secondly address the most recent part of Herbert Spohn's work, namely his work on growth processes. Of particular impact has been his recent work around the universality class for spatially extended stochastic processes named after Kardar, Parisi, and Zhang. In this class of stochastic processes, which are a kind of normal form for propagating fronts and thus growth phenomena, there is a critical balance between the thermal fluctuations, nonlinearity, and smoothing. This area of research, and in particular Herbert Spohn's work, has been highlighted by the awarding of the Fields Medal to Martin Heyrer, who, loosely speaking, developed a general regularity theorem for stochastic partial differential equations that allows to give a robust meaning to the equation introduced by Kardar, Parisi, and Zhang, in short, the KPZ equation. Herbert Spohn became interested in this stochastic partial differential equation because it describes the rough growth of crystal surfaces under deposition from the vapor phase. His interest dates back to joint work with Joachim Krug from the late 80s. A breakthrough came in joint work with Michael Preyhofer on a discrete version of the KPZ equation motivated by crystal growth. In summary, Herbert Spohn's work substantially contributed to uncover a deeper connection between the KBZ universality class in various emanations and the random matrix theory via spatial functions and suitable determinantal representations, making it clear that the initial observations were not an accident. Let me close by saying that the DMV is very proud to have you, Herbert Spohn, as one of our Cantor medalists. Let us now pass to the awarding of the Cantor Medal of the DMV.
Thank you very much. We will now turn to our last, but not the least, award. This is going to be the International Stefan Banach Prize for a doctoral dissertation in the mathematical sciences. Let me now invite Dr. Marek Gajowniczek from the Eric Poll Company, the founder of the award, Professor Włodzimierz Zwonek, who will deliver the laudation, and Professor Wacław Marzantowicz to the stage.
So, first of all, I would like to say that it's a really pleasure to introduce to the audience Eric Paul Company. Eric Paul was founded in Łódź in 1909. Its founder and president since then is Jan Smela. The first big contract was a software for telephone exchange to the Ericsson company, which had an impact on the name of company. Since 2008, Eric Paul doubled its number of employees and now hires near 2,000 people, of which more than 1,600 are engineers. It has branches in Poland, Sweden, Ukraine, and Belarus. Eric Paul has been a leading Polish IT company for several years, now being the largest outsourcing company and the largest company producing software for telecommunication industry in Poland. It was awarded several distinctions, including Ford's Diamonds in 2011, as you wish, in the 2013 and 2014. In 2011, as the only Polish company, Eric Paul was named the rising star of the Global Outsourcing 100 ranking, selected by the International Association of Outsourcing Professionals. In 2008, the company of the Polish Mathematical Society founded the International Stefan Banach Prize for a doctoral dissertation in the mathematical science. The prize reflects the company's recognition for unique role played by mathematics in contemporary world. Besides its successful business activity, Eric Paul regularly cooperates with many universities, actively participating in the didactic process of the students of telecommunication, applied mathematics, and computer science through lectures and seminars conducted by Eric Paul specialists. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me invite to the stage the nominees of the award. Dr. Maciej Dołęga, Dr. Michał Goliński, and Dr. Michał Pilipczuk. The last nominee, Dr. Ewelina Zatorska, is unfortunately not present today. I would like to ask Dr. Gajowniczek, Professor Zwonek, and Professor Mazantowicz to hand the diplomas to the nominees. Nie będziemy zabierać, nie? And the Oscar goes, oh, it's not the script, sorry. I have the pleasure now to invite to the stage the laureate of the prize, Dr. Dan Petersen, from the University of Copenhagen. Let me also ask Professor Zwonek to deliver the laudation.
Ladies and gentlemen, sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, Szanowni Państwo. Dan Petersen obtained his master's degree in 2008 at the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm. 5 years later, he defended his doctoral dissertation at the same institute. Both theses were supervised by Professor Karel Faber. He spent 1 year on a postdoc position at ETH in Zurich. From November of this year, he's going to hold a postdoc position at the University of Copenhagen. The award-winning dissertation is entitled Topology of Moduli Spaces and Operats. It consists of a series of 5 papers which studied different aspects of moduli spaces of n-punctured Riemann surfaces. Dan Petersen studied rational cohomology of compactified n-punctured Riemann surface of genus 1 and proved the existence of non-tautological classes in the cohomology for genus 2. Then he used the classes to disprove Gorenstein and Faber conjecture. The other papers introduce operats colored by a groupoid and use the operat structure and the description of cohomology to prove the formality of the little disk operat theorem. It is worth mentioning that these relationships enable the understanding of general symmetries of some string theoretic models. Thank you.
Excuse me, let me make a spontaneous remark, which I add to the laudation, namely, today is worth of pointing out that the Eric Pol's founder and president, Jan Smela, graduated from the same Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm with Master of Science in Engineering Physics as the winner of today's prize.
I would like now to ask Dr. Gajowniczek, Professor Marzantowicz, and Professor Zwonek to hand the prize to the laureate. Thank you very much. I invite all the nominees, the laureate and the laudators to the audience. And this way, our official ceremony is finished.